cool boots. What are those?
These old things? Oh, nothing much. They're just it's just a reboot. Kind of like what we're doing this fall with the CCSF youth group. We're doing a reboot. So join us online on Thursdays.
Rad.
Well, hello.
Hey.
Hello,
how's it going?
everyone.
Hey, you guys might be wondering why we're in a video instead of being in person. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up. I am Jonah Brenner. I am the pastoral intern here at Christ Church Santa Fe, and I help out with the youth.
And I'm Jennifer Brenner, and I oversee the children and youth ministries here at Christ Church. And just for clarification, we do have the same last name because Jonah is my third son. I have 4 boys, and Jonah is my third son.
Yeah, she has to put up with me doing ministry stuff, so I pity her and pray for her. Yeah.
So why are we here on camera?
We are here on camera because I do not like Zoom, but more than that, I don't think many people like Zoom. But we still wanted to be able to connect with people and have discussions about important things. So we've decided to move things online for videos.
The part about Zoom is, just like now, I just interrupted you, but and you're close enough to punch me if you do it again. But when you're on Zoom, there's just like this etiquette. It's really hard to know when you're supposed to talk. Or what? Have you been in a Zoom meeting with someone that has their sound unmuted and the dog's barking in the background, or the doorbell rings and there's all kinds of chaos going on? It's awkward.
It's a little difficult to say the least. And having discussed with some of our youth as well, and realizing that they almost dislike Zoom as much as I dislike Zoom, we have opted to do videos instead. So that's why we're on a camera on YouTube instead of doing a discussion. But I think an important part is that it doesn't mean we can't have conversation with people.
It's true, because you can comment in the comments below during. I have a question for Janie, our camera person, our producer, our editor extraordinaire. Can they add comments after the premiere of the video?
While the video is premiering, even before, there's a landing page, we'll have that page, and so even before, they can say, can't wait to see you, or you can tell them, or, tell them a joke, that joke you gave me all the, and we won't say how bad it was very bad.
Hey, it was funny.
But when the video premieres, while you're watching, Jonah and Jennifer will be online watching with you, and you can converse in the comments, and you can say whatever you want as long as it's not foul, and because YouTube won't let us do that.
No.
Or we won't either, but anyway, yeah.
Keep
There's
comments clean, be nice.
There's lots of interaction, but you don't need to show your face. You just be a typing person with your little icon of who you are. And
then if someone can't be there during the premiere video, and we're not there, can they still leave a comment that we can go back and answer?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all.
Yep. Okay, that's awesome.
It'll live
Should be
there.
perfect.
I don't think that we'll have to take the video down either. So the video will be.
Oh, that's because the church sermon videos and the children's ministry videos we have to take down. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
we do have restrictions.
But we don't have to with our stuff.
Okay, good.
So that's video stuff. Yeah. But
What have
What
you
if-
been up to, Jonah?
I don't know. What have you been up to?
Well, you were gone for a while.
I was gone for a while. Am I going first?
Well, no, you're gonna let me go first.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. We had our big contest, Zoom contest, getting pie in the face thingamajigger in the parking lot at the end of June, and then, which was awesome.
Yeah, some poor sucker got a pie to the face.
You get whipped cream all over your face. And then our family went on vacation. We went to Crested Butte and Colorado to see our second son and his wife. And while we were gone, the governor made the new restrictions about having to quarantine. So we got back from vacation and then had to quarantine for 14 days. And so kind of lost a little bit of momentum on that. And then I started working with some other children's directors in town, and we put on a virtual family camp that was so much fun. I think, the bulk of it was from First Baptist, Jennifer McDaniel, but we all had a part in it, and we all agreed that we could not have done it without one another. So it was lovely. It was Blaze Christian Fellowship, and Julie Ruse from Blaze Christian Fellowship, Jennifer McDaniel from First Baptist, and Jennifer Cantella from El Dorado Community Church. So 3 Jennifers and a Julie. And so we put on this family camp, and so I was busy with that. And so now our focus is kind of turning towards what can we do for the youth. And hence, here we are. So what have you been up to?
All the good stuff. Pulling weeds, graduating school, and everything in between.
You graduated from high school?
Graduated from the University of New Mexico. So good times. So it's
How many years did it take you to graduate?
Oh my goodness. I already want to. You're making me brag about myself now. Lovely. I love it.
It didn't have to.
Fine. I was lucky enough to be able to graduate with a bachelor's in 3 years. Only reason I was able to do that, though, is because it was just a bachelor in philosophy.
No. The only reason you're able to do that is because I homeschooled you.
Yeah.
I gave you this.
You just made me so much smarter.
No. Listen. I had the foresight to have you go to college classes when you were in high school, and you went to college with like 30 credits. So thank me. It's my.
I bow before you, oh master. Thank you. Are we good there?
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And really great grades. You got straight A's last semester.
Okay.
I'm proud mom. I'm sorry. I'm proud.
Okay. Well, time out there. Graduated school. Did a bunch of, got to get a pie thrown in my face. Did some landscaping stuff.
I'm finished talking about school. Did you say what your degree was in?
Yes, I did. I majored in philosophy.
Oh, I was too busy talking.
And then I minored in business management and English. So.
You're a good writer.
So I pretend to be. Just kidding. I work at it. Very humble, as you can tell. So did that. I went up to Colorado for a short stint and did some backcountry guiding up at a base camp called AEI Base Camp in Taylor Park.
Wait.
It sucks.
Is that the place that's famous for something that's a little bit unusual?
Yeah, it's a bunch of Christian people hanging out in the woods, and they don't talk to people. Just kidding.
It operates on generators. There's no cell phone service. You're like way in the back of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a base camp that's like in the boonies, no cell service. It's super nice, and you poop in holes and stuff. Sometimes they're elevated holes that run double-decker outhouses. It's quite the experience. Did
you say a double-decker outhouse?
I did. It's a love. It truly is. It's a spiritual experience.
It's not like.
You're not going to poop on your friend. Don't worry. They're offset, so you're good. But you asked, so there you go.
I've been there.
Yeah. So, but now we're here and we're talking about where we want to go this fall with the Christchurch Santa Fe youth. So, yeah.
It's good to be back. It's good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it was great to catch up. Hopefully, people enjoyed hearing where we've been. So we know we're in a video format. What are we going to use this time for, Jonah? Where are we going with all this?
That's a great question. I think our big picture and what we really want to focus on the large scale is how to carry a biblical worldview and what that means for us. I think it can be a little hard and a little overwhelming sometimes when we're met in our culture and our society with so many difficult and really heavy topics. It can be hard sometimes to carry your perspective in a Christian sense. And so we really want to focus in on that and the different ways that goes and where we can take our biblical worldview. Shortcut and a little bit of a spoiler, I believe we can take our biblical worldview anywhere. And so that means being able to talk about pretty much anything.
Wait. Are you talking about, we can talk about COVID?
We can talk about COVID.
With a biblical worldview? What about, dare I say, the Black Lives Matter movement?
Absolutely. I think the Bible has authority and informs a way that we can interact with that.
But just so anybody watching this is a little bit nervous about that, we're not about to start telling people how to think about those particular, how to vote, how to. We're not going to influence someone's opinion apart from the Word of God.
Right.
Would you talk about that for just a little teeny bit?
Well, I don't want to sit here and tell you that you have to do this and live a certain way and be exactly this, just like me, because I'd like you more if you were more like me. No. What we really want to and what I really want to speak to is how to shape our minds in accordance with biblical truth, right? So there is going to be a little bit of challenge and a little bit of pushback on some perspectives that we might have, but that's going to be in bringing it closer to the Bible, not closer to my personal opinion on something.
That's good, because I'm completely intimidated. I decided a long time ago that I was not going to enter in on this. I think I did put on our youth Instagram page, I did post a black screen when the Black Lives Matter movement came. And it wasn't really, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think when it first started, I don't think it was necessarily called the Black Lives Matter movement. It was just the injustice of George Floyd, and how can we pause and think about that. And so just so much has happened. I feel like there's a lot to talk about, and we're going to be very careful about how we approach that and talk about that. But the Bible has something to say about all of it, right?
And I think with that large scale view in mind of the Bible has authority over anything and everything, I think it's also important to acknowledge that we can go anywhere with it. And that does mean we can talk about any little tiny thing. And I think that means talking about some of the hard questions, just to list a few, because I think these are ones that are good to talk about. Is God mad at me? Right? Does that happen? Am I wrong for doubting? What do I do when people think I'm stupid for being a Christian? Right? Do Adam and Eve have belly buttons? Right? All of the hard-charging questions of faith. Is Jesus really the only way to God? Right? I think these are really important discussions to have, that we're hoping we can talk about worldview and how to carry that in the world.
In the world we're
as
living
Christians.
Now. Because I feel like we're watching the world change right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So, what's the big picture of what we're intending to discuss? We want to discuss and converse with all of the kids about how do we carry a scripturally shaped biblical worldview. That's the big picture. We're going to touch down in a lot of different smaller spots, and I think it'll be really good and really interesting, and I'm really excited for it.
Wait, can we have some guest speakers?
No, I hate new people. Just kidding. Absolutely, yeah, I'd love to have new people.
Well, that sounds great, Jonah. Those are some really exciting, important things that we're going to discuss that are going to be helpful for not just our youth, but from parents and any listeners that we have. So thank you for coming up with this.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk about it because I think it matters. So, yeah. So I guess that means
we're done for today?
Done for today, but please do join us next week and tune in next week. We're going to do a Q&A discussing biblical inerrancy and why that matters, right? So I'm excited. I think it'll be good. I know it'll be good, but
I'll be back. You'll be
will.
Back?
Yeah.
Someone else is going to join us too. And Janie will be back.
Heck yeah, it's going to be rad. So
Yeah. Well,
please do join us. It'll be great.